We go talk about the accountable governance project. We all bank the implement in the country for Kayapu for know more about the project. Inside the program this morning, we get Adams Tommy, we are project coordinator. Good morning, welcome to Radio Democracy, sir.
Good morning.
Alright, same also inside the program, we get Saliu Tuge, we are grant manager. Good morning, welcome to Radio Democracy.
Yeah, good morning, Radio Democracy, and good morning, people.
Alright, same also we get Saliu Kamara, we are the assistant director for FDD. Good morning, welcome to Radio Democracy.
Good morning, Fambulem.
And Fambulem, una say this accountability governance project now $40 million project, and this project go there for 5 to 6 years. We will bank the fund, and this project they under the Ministry of Finance. For can know more about things that we get for do with this project, make we get the guys there inside the program this morning. But firstly, I start off with you, Mr. Tommy. Give listeners them a brief knowledge about the accountable governance project we World Bank they implement in the country.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Good morning once more, people. Me Adams Tommy, I'm the project coordinator for the accountable governance for basic service delivery project. Like you start now, the World Bank funded project, a grant, $40 million. Will they implement within the 5 to 6 years period. Officially, the project for end July 2027. This project it gets broad objective, which will achieve about this project. Call on the project development objective. Now for build accountability and transparency in government systems. Government systems, I mean the ministries, departments, and agencies, and local councils. And more importantly, how do we improve service delivery at the local council level through implementing infrastructural projects. So broadly, that's not the objective of the project. The project is a multi-sector project. It handle a lot of ministries, departments, and agencies. We get about like 9 MDs with the project they fund, including all the 22 councils. But when it comes to the development projects and the 15 district councils, and they benefit from that. So the MDs and plenty accountability MDs like internal audit departments, the project the fund, audit service Sierra Leone, the project the fund, NPP, the project the fund on specific areas. The project the fund the fiscal decentralization division within the Ministry of Finance, the fund the public financial management reform unit, the fund the local government service commission within the Ministry of Local Government with the handle recruitment for local council staff. It fund the public accounts committee. So a whole lot of departments with the project fund and all the 22 local councils, but specifically for the projects, for development project and the 15 district councils, they benefit from that. The project gets a number of components. We say all the MDs and the feed 4 components. The first one get for do with skills development for MDs, capacity development for MDs. When we say capacity, it go beyond just human capacity. There is fiscal capacity, there is logistics capacity. All these are funded by the project. Component 2, you get for do with local development funding. Then they give seed money to councils directly for implementing civil works projects in education, in health, in water, in community infrastructure. If our component 2 are the single largest component, because it take about 45% of the $40 million, about $19 million. And then get projects with the councils and they implement within five rounds. But the other colleagues then will go into the details. So this now direct funding to the councils for let them select projects where then they implement. Component 3 will get with the fund NAMED, National Monitoring and Evaluation Department for Developed Systems and Monitoring and Evaluation Systems, both for the MDAs and local councils. And component 4 will get the project management unit. Usaimena the project coordinator. But under the project management unit, there are a lot of other units than within, because the project hire a civil works engineer for handle coordinate civil works issues implemented by the council, to get environmental and safeguard specialists. Now under the project management unit we get the grant manager, we do it here, we get social and gender specialists, we get the communication specialists. So it's a whole lot of, you understand, discipline we do under PMU. Generally the projects, the the project is monitored and coordinated by a project steering committee where they oversee full implementation of the project. And that project steering committee and the Minister of Finance and the chair, we get the Minister of Local Government part of the committee, we get the Minister of Planning and Economic Development part of the committee, and other key MDs. Right. So that committee now actually they approve the programs them before implementation. So at any point in the implementation of any activity is the way the implementing units and don't design, the project steering committee they approve after the bank don't give no objection. So in short, I will stop there. That's what the project is about. Thank you very much.
All right, you mentioned say this project they done 2027 and a 5 to 6 year project. When I don't start the implementation?
Yes. Sorry, I would have started there. The project officially become effective in January 2022. At the time the project effective, and as at the time the project effective, now implementation commence. Quite recently, I think 2 months back, the World Bank conduct what we call a midterm review of the project. Almost halfway in the implementation, waiting to happen at the project so far, whose activities and do implement, waiting at the challenges and waiting at the way forward. And this actually they happen every 6 months in the implementation for letting can do. You understand, a support mission for assess what is working, what is not working, and what can be put together to ensure we fast track implementation of the project. Thank you.
You mentioned say the project get 4 components. Take me through the components there.
Like I say, component 1 I mentioned say a lot of MDs and the field from those components, and I list them. Component 1 will get a series of MDs where they feed into. They get for do with supporting them, their human capacity, their logistics capacity, and financial capacity on accountability systems. Like for example, we would fund internal audit department, we would fund them on them activities where they implement for improve transparency in the way they do business. If I tell you so, we fund the public accounts committee, you know what the public accounts committee is doing in parliament. So it's on their job, and how do we improve systems and skills in delivering their mandate. Yeah, as per the project design.
I continue further with me inside the program. Adam Stormina, project coordinator for the accountable project with World Bank, the support for implement. Well, inside the studios, as Amido introduced my other studio guest, we na salute to we a grant manager. Good morning once more. Welcome to Radio Democracy.
Yeah, good morning and good morning people in our radio land.
All right, Saliu, as a grant manager, which are you role to this project?
Good morning once more. As the coordinator don't make mention, my role is anchor specifically on component 2. We get for do it the local development grant, and this local development grant na seed money we they give to local councils, specifically 15 district councils then. So then councils there will support them for letting go implement projects them where now then CSF they select them from the district development plans and then submit them to we get a grant management team for which now they come up from. So my role now for ensure say this grant we able to implement them together with the various stakeholders them under the overall supervision of the division where Mr. Kamara come up from, when the Fiscal Decentralization Division. And they provide a broader oversight on the grant. So the grant na a 5-cycle grant wherein they give funds to council in an incremental way, in the sense we start small in round 1 and we continue for increase as we move forward. In round 1 we disburse 10% of the envelope, round 2 we get for disburse 20% of the envelope, the same for round 3, and when we go to round 4 and 5 we increase unto 25% of the resource envelope. So now that we they do, and my own role now for ensure say I coordinate this thing happen in the best way.
All right, now look at the money as you say in a grant, and when they give to 50 local council. How much money they give per council?
So in terms of how much we they give per council, we they give money to councils based on a formula mechanism, or not just they give because this council or because you submit 10 projects to finance all the projects. So at the start of every process, we get what we call an assessment. We assess for the councils them we eligible, we meet the conditions them, we don't earlier communicate to them, say, for like qualify for this grant, you need for meet then conditions there, or call minimum conditions in round one. Then as we move on, the conditions in the begin for be a bit difficult, small, but all not to something new. Now just a way for ensure say we support the national laws them we they in terms of reporting and transparency, accountability conditions them. So once they meet them conditions, then they we do a report, we'll call an assessment report, and inside that report, now they will also determine now how many councils them we qualify, and based on the number of councils that we qualify, we go now further for look at the formula where they determine how much resource envelope where this council will get. So at the start of the project, we identify the proportion, how they spread the funds. We start with in terms of that percentage. In round one was 10%, round two 20%. So this 20%, for now we spread them across councils. We don't do the assessment and know the number of councils them we qualify. And once we know the number of councils we qualify, we go now and use the formula. The formula basically are two variables them we look at. One, we look at the population of the district, because these grants now specifically for the district councils. So they look at the population of the district. Then also we look at an indicator where we call the multidimensional poverty index. So now then two variables there we use, and as we move on, we shift the weight small. In round one, we put more weight for ensure say bulk of the money we spread equally across the councils. Then the other one we use we use then two variables there for allocate them. Then when we get to round two, we try for equate them. 50% go for equal share, then the balance 50% we actually look at a blend of the population and the multidimensional poverty index. So the output of that exercise and they determine how much council they get. But in summary, as we move from round one getting to round two, we get an indication that almost all the councils them get twice within them get in round one. We means they get more strength for do more projects and better projects than what they do in round one.
So the development projects them, una get specific area the way una they look for getting grants there. So like if una they look out for areas there, una left an open number to any development.
So in terms of development, we get this book where we call the grant manual. It gets a range of interventions then with the finance, not to all things. Say you want to go do microfinancing, we know the finance then things in there. But the range of interventions then where they finance, it they inside the grant implementation manual. Then as to how then select them projects, he also guided inside this manual where when we start, we ensure say we take them through this manual for let them understand them better, because now in the guide whatever thing where we they do. So the manual tell them say for let you select a project. One, the first point is if you don't ensure say it comes from your district development plan. And the process for let them develop then district development plan in another separate discussion. Where means say whatever thing now will they finance, the first house they make reference to is when they look at the district development plan, if whether the project where the council then submit a day or in no day. That's the first point. And the second point now is because the project by its design it look complex in the sense We don't want law we implement a project where at the end we cause harm to the community, because the intention is not for you help the communities there. So for law carry out a project where at the end it creates more problems to the community, we don't want that. And that make this project they invest heavily on environmental and social safeguards. So once the council they don't select them project, the next thing now is we they ensure we screen them for CC. If they implement them kind of project there, it will get harm for cause. If you get harm, we'll see how they find way for mitigate that harm there. If we feel say there is no way to mitigate, then we can advise that why can't you look for another alternative. But in terms of the selection, with all what I call now from the councils, they come out and the council we own role now for ensure we screen and we give approval.
Okay, now when una can do give them couple or then grant what's in our role now with the council?
So in the first place, for law give them couple there, we not just the give, we get a whole lot of processes we they go through. We're very thorough for ensure say even though we not get for day now the account, now then get for do the transfers, now then get for pay the contractors, but we did behind them for ensure say the right thing is done in line with within guide we all agree on at the start of the process. So we get then guides in there, and then guide in there we follow for ensure say the money it actually go na the right side, and we don't demonstrate that in round 1, and we are also demonstrating the same thing in round 2. We get support we will provide in terms of technical support for ensure say we building capacity for let them able to do the right thing. But that notwithstanding, we also they do follow-up measures. Like now, as I talk, then don't start the procurement process. They don't launch advertisement, and before they launch the advertisement process, we support them for ensure say we get a standard bidding document. We will guide them and guide the contractors them for ensure say they're able to deliver as required. So once that was done, now they don't advertise. Even the advertisement, we support them. We partner with NPPA for ensure say they fast track the approval process. And when the advertisement done back again, we get for provide that technical support again to them for ensure say then timely complete the bid opening, do evaluation, submit them to NPPA, and also pay attention for follow-up on the due diligence system, what they're supposed to do, for example, for the advance payment guarantee where then they get from the bank, because these are the areas where challenges today. So we did behind them for ensure say then things they are all happen.
Still inside the studios, we get Saliu Kamara, we are the Assistant Director, FDD. Good morning once more, welcome to Radio Democracy, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, people.
Alright, what's in your role as a director of FDD into this project?
Well, one zeroing on the whole of the directorate of FDD. FDD na Fiscal Decentralization Division na the Minister of Finance. Na a division we they established very new when we reintroduced the local council system in 2004. We know say if you talk about council, money issues then get for coming side, planning get for coming side. So for coordinate the fiscal affairs of the local councils, they set this division. So within this project, as the project coordinator already don't say, the project they for support the local councils, right? And the component we then they talk about when are the biggest components, when are the development grant. Inside the Fiscal Decentralization Division, we get a similar system, right? So all what the World Bank they do now for support government system. So I make when the grant manager will talk, he tell you say that component anchored inside with division, so that going forward we were able to learn from the project and see how they put her into the government system. So basically, the issues that we relate to money issues, planning, budgeting of local councils, they fall under the realm of this particular division. So we all get a lot for doing the most the two component, then component 1 and component 2 of the project. Because you get for do about transferring monies to council, you get for do about planning for those money. You also get for do about building the capacity of the councils then for make sure say they utilize the money and benefit the people as how they for benefit them. So
right.
We get that overall objective within the project.
All right. As on a day, they work with local council there. Just in brief, we know like some of the challenge within council they get.
The challenge of the council system is broad, right? Well, we can put and say we get capacity, right? And when we talk about the capacity, not only the human resource but also the logistic. But one of the big challenge we council they face now for raise own source revenue, right? That are the biggest challenge. And you find out, see, if you talk about development project, it involves money. If you want to do 6 classroom block building, you want to get all the components, it costs so much, right? And in terms of the challenge again, in terms of this financial challenge or revenue challenge, it more deal with the district. So surprise why you feel say this project they support more the district so that they go able to embark on their role, because council get a responsibility for lead development. And if they lead development, you need resources. Government they give, right? But also within the law, government also give revenues the way they say councils for collect. But that are the biggest challenge currently, how council they able collect their revenues and for support which the government they give them for let they able actually deliver on their mandate.
So take me to the relationship between owner workers, fiscal decentralization directorate you come out from and the grant manager in your work.
All right. So within the project, when World Bank come with a project, then they work with government systems, right? They not they come with a project where after the project all thing go. So the project always they be anchored within those systems, because at the end of the day you get for land from which you get, right? The project get a project coordinating unit where now the coordinator down there, right? The grant manager, all those other specialists, and they for support the grant, right? So we your role is like the PCU, you get a grant management team where they support the division for deliver, because if they talk about new injection, Boku money, right? Tell you about $19 million. If you left out with we no more, and you get a lot for do in terms of environmental issues, right? And the bank objective, as you look at the name, you want to make sure say as much as you deliver, there should be what? Accountability and transparency. So when you put all of those things, you cannot only leave them with the division for say yes, we don't count this 90 million, we carry on with them, right? So you get this support from the PCO and the grant manager. They support the division for make sure say we deliver on that component. As he tell you just now, you get a coordination role. Within we na Ministry of Finance, we not get environmental specialists, we not get civil works engineers, but because you are dealing with all of these ones, you need all of those specialties. So in day for make sure say coordinate, help for coordinate. So more or less we look as part of we for deliver on the project.
So round 1 just complete from 2022 to now. Take me to una key intervention then, or how una able for involved in this project so far.
All right, as I tell you now, as I say just now, we own role first now we need for allocate grant to councils, right? So waiting the project the two is almost part of we own role, right? For allocate grant to local councils for development, for recurrent expenditure, right? So in terms of the whole, they tell you say this particular project for implement component 2, we get a Bible. When at the grant implementation manual, we call it GIM for short. So down the nine would they use, right? And the objective is now for make sure say beyond the life of the project, we see what we get take from that GIM day and also put that into the government system going forward. So coming out to waiting our way all, right? They provide first, tell you say as much as it's a grant, every council supposed to meet a certain criteria, right? The eligibility criteria. Waiting at some of them criteria. One, the council forget a district development plan, right? Two, the council for able approve a budget as per the provisions they will get inside the Public Financial Management Act of 2016, right? The council for not able to get one public hearing when they develop the budget, right? The other one, the council for make sure say they're able to produce quarterly report, right, as per law. So 2 weeks after the end of every quarter, therefore able to produce the thing in there. And also the council for make sure say they able to provide, they able to produce the financial statement, right, 3 months after the end of the fiscal year. So these are all the key things that the council is supposed to meet before ever you're eligible for this grant. And as a grant manager say, these are things that we didn't have lost them. So the project more or less is just strengthening us to make sure that we try to implement what it in our law. So in all of them things, the FDD, they provide capacity to the councils, right? So that one, then we will meet all of them conditions there. And they in custody of all of them documentations in the, if you want proof, say yes, they don't meet them, because they receive them, right? So provide capacity, we collect them things and to the fact say now we also they allocate grant, right? It make very easy. We are part of the process for make sure say we use the formula for allocate, right? And we are also part of the team for provide the capacity. As they say now, right now they don't begin the procurement process. So we provide that technical backstopping for make sure say the timings they will get, they're able to achieve them. We'll not just wait. If you get for done 2 weeks, we say pass the 2 weeks door, we ask. No, we do follow-ups, right? So that's not some of the things that we actually do. And for make sure say the project, the councils are able to implement as per the gym. Now, in terms of the sectors then, for instance, we get eligible expenditures the way you get from it. So when you send a submission, we get for look at them. This project, they look at health infrastructure, schools, right, social infrastructures like market, right, so those sort of things. We get things that we will not finance. We finance roads, right, and they all get limit. So we look at all of those things for make sure say we are very much successful with the project.
All right, so how you go assess then council then work in terms of implementation inside rounds 1?
The fact say all of them qualify in round 2 means say we successful in terms of implementing round 1.
Are satisfied with them?
We're satisfied with them because we own part, yes, right. But I mean beyond the project, beyond we own part, they also the youth citizens them. And I think from the report of all of those surveys, they also show say the people are satisfied with the project largely.
All right, as you say, when I get criteria then we when they look for, even though you say when I satisfied with waiting the council and they do, then criteria there where when I don't set, they're all able to meet them.
They're all able to meet them because if you don't meet, then they access the grant, and all 15 district councils they will get, they able to then qualify for the grant because that's the starting. We get for do reassessment, we get for assess first before we communicate to you say this is your allocation, and before now you get the opportunity for bringing the project then.
The council Adam Tommy, we are the project coordinator for this project. Now let's look at system them way una don't put in place for monitor the whole process of this particular project.
Thank you very much, Mr. Modito. I just want to touch on something small before I go into the monitoring systems. Just for further support within the assistant director in the talk about a very good question, the relationship between the FDD, you understand, the Fiscal Decentralization Division, and that of the grant management, you understand, the grant manager. We get for components to go to call a grant management team. That grant management team na the director FDD na the chair. Then the project coordinator na the co-chair. the grant manager and a secretary. You know, when projects come, be it World Bank or any donor funded project, lifespan day. Like I tell you now, this project ends in July 2027. You know how we World Bank funded project then come we end is stop day. So units then do it for take on them so that we integrate them inside government systems. So like this development project, the idea is as the project the phase out, the director of FDD for take on them and ensure government put a part of in transfer system to the council. So that's the relationship. If it was just the project management unit where the project done, it dies out. I will not want that kind of situation there. So the relationship is actually very, very clear. We are supporting as the project ends, then FDD take on. That's why the director of FDD and then the chair for the grant management team will coordinate the entire components too. Yeah. So the monitoring systems, local councils, they're not in isolation. It's a subnational government. You understand? To the central government. Audit service alone get responsibility for audit everything within councils then they do. So the PMU gets a M&E unit. We get an M&E framework, not only for monitor the sub project, but all other components in the project. Yeah. NAMED day where they look at monitoring and evaluation systems for MDAs and local councils. So civil society the way they monitor projects. So would they treat this development project like any other activity we council they implement, where all stakeholders get right for monitor. But more importantly on we part, you know, this now a project, and at design of the project we get a project appraisal document. We are guided by this document for make sure say you understand we implement and we monitor. So those provisions them now the pad and the project implementation manual line with the follow within the scope of the project. But my point again is councils are implementing a lot of projects, including the accountable governance project. Audit reports and they come out, even the project audits, the external auditors, then they monitor the project, all within the project they do. So the M&A system, specifically now the PMU, they for councils and for the other implementing units there. So as per implementation, you know, there is this technical term used by engineers that, for example, round one, you ask, say, what's the status of those projects? 29 projects then round one. Now all the 15 councils implement. Each council implemented 2 projects, save ward C we implement 1. So practically all the projects are complete. You understand? In terms of waiting at the deliverables, because there are BOQs that were developed, procurement process, everything. So based on the implementation, the projects they're all long complete, and even a citizen satisfaction survey was done. We give a consultant will do a citizen satisfaction survey. It goes beyond just rehabilitation or, you understand, construction. What's the perception the part of citizen about, you understand, the project that they implement. Like for example, a council go don rehabilitate a primary school where when have been dirty block, it get 2 rooms. The rehabilitation come 2 classrooms. The rehabilitation come, he add 6 classrooms. That tells you automatically enrollments don't increase because there is more space for picking and let them go to school. So that satisfaction survey come out clearly and still say citizens are really satisfied about all the projects the council implement. And that now reference points. It goes beyond, we monitor, yeah, the building is there, and what next? Are citizens satisfied? What's the outcome? Yes, you understand the output, things happening, and it's clear in the councils. But again, more importantly, which I want to light on, those selection of those projects is done by the councils. Our role is to facilitate the process. Councils then they select their own projects from the development plans, and there are provisions in the Local Government Act how councils then for prepare the development plans. Then they select them projects, like my other colleague talk now. This na new type of project where council then they implement, not like before when decentralization started in 2004. Environmental and safeguard issues the bank concerned about, and it didn't have the project document that in the implementation of project na the thing in this one for capture. So So now then one they do the follow. Project then get for be screened. Let them pass through environmental tests. In each project site, then they establish grievance redress mechanism committees at project sites. Stakeholders have to be engaged because we are mindful of those environmental issues. If any of them social and gender issues happen at a project site, that particular project, the bank they declare ineligible. So we are mindful of that to follow the processes as outlined in the grant manual and the project appraisal document to ensure councils implement the project. The good side about this project is not a deconcentrated project. Councils then get autonomy for selecting projects and do their procurement. Unlike other World Bank funded projects or other projects, you see councils then just they on the receiving end. Procurement is done at the center. You understand? They award contract, then they give money. No, we now the councils they execute the procurement process. We all responsibility now for transfer the funds and engage the stakeholders in councils, the M&E, the environmental and safeguarding council, the social somebody in council, the engineer in council, for let all come together and support implementation. Each of them get a role in project implementation.
Okay. Now, phase round 2, therefore take 6 months, and the sub-project areas them or subsector areas them now primary health, education, and public service. It happen 15 local district council them. So in these 6 months, waiting for expect for see now 15 local district council there also for the 3 area there also.
So for round 2, like the grant manager stated, if I correct or go into the details, I think 43 projects have been selected. 33 projects for the 15 councils.
On entry.
Yes, on round 2. Right, 33 projects in total. I think some councils get 2, some get 3, based on the horizontal allocation where the assistant director talk of. That mean it not means if we distribute $3 million, each council gets the same amount, right? Based on the formula, based on your allocation, right? You know, and the BOQs you've prepared, you know how many projects fits into that amount, right? So 33, and then 33 projects in the. Like I say, the process is in there. We estimate, say, because now not minor rehabilitation, now we don't introduce minimum standards. If you are going to rehabilitate a PHU, now a relatively full package, not for just go paint and this, that, for make sure, say, there is running water, there is light, all those things, there is a quarter, all those things have been taken on board now. So those rehabilitation is very, very critical. You understand, for the sub project. The process is ended within 6 months. From the told and start the procurement to the table at the end. You understand? It's an estimated 6 months. It doesn't mean that the project no go beyond 6 months. That's the reason why the grant implementation manual states that before you go to the next rounds, there should be an evidence that you've implemented about 50 to 60% of the previous rounds. So that's now with the understanding that we are not saying that you should complete in 6 months, but you should have gone halfway more than implementation of the previous rounds. For this round 2, why delay day? Because we want into this minimum standards. We get a lot of other issues that we capture. We engage the MDs for letting give standards of, for example, we engage else later. We feel they rehabilitate PHU. What do they look for? We engage education. If a person one come or an NGO they come, it rehabilitate a primary school. Standard they will not look for. Right? We manage to get all that from the MDs who fit into a program when I be the basis on which the councils then determine then BOQs, you understand, before them go into implementation. So a whole lot of processes in the GRM, for example, the recent activity we're going now for established GRM committees in each project site. You understand? Grievance release as projects are plenty things they happen. A worker, you understand? The contractor go treat in worker well. Like I think one of the things they will be is about labor or something they need paid, and all those things, GRM issues. If there are complaints, it has to be reported. These are the things the bank they look for. Right? Everybody should be treated equally, you understand, at project sites, and for waiting in the pay and waiting in they recruit am for them for pay am. So they make, there is even a labor management plan associated with the implementation of those sub projects. So because this na a new type of project we councils then they implement, we dey take with time, let them understand that these procedures have to be followed. If they are not followed, then they declare the particular expenditure to that project ineligible.
Right.
So yeah, thank you very much.
Continue for the with inside the program, Mr. Tommy. I'll come over to you, Mr. Turi. Rounds 1, almost on a donkey, and almost on a plan for getting inside rounds 2.
So, like how the project coordinator don't explain in terms of the number of projects they will implement in round 1, we be implement 29 sub projects, and for sake of them 29 sub projects there, the dollar equivalent will be transferred in round 1. Now be maybe per all loans na 31.4 billion loans, where in dollar na be around $1.6 million. Now be transferred in round 1 for do then 29 projects there. And as we talk, all them 29 projects there, we confirm that they have been completed practically, and they are currently being used by the community. And for round 2, as Abi state, the way we will design the grant system is designed in a way where incremental, that as we move to the other rounds, so the resource envelope they increase, and also the conditions them we council need for meet, so then they add small, including who say you don't force come out. Meaning when you go to round 2, you get for meet all what you meet in round 1 plus some new one them where they come in. So for round 2, the money what they expect for disburse will be 74.2 billion loans, where in dollar equivalent will be around $3.2 million. So now this we get planned for disburse in round 2, but in terms of transfers, we are also guided by the GIM. We say we for transfer the first set of money for be 60%. So meaning this money will not get for transfer and to cancel all together. But a day, as I talk so, a day, and we will transfer 60%, and we do follow up for ensure say the 60% who don't transfer, at least council don't able demonstrate say they don't utilize 50% of the first transfer they will make. Once they do that, then we can able transfer the second funds. So in terms of maybe the duration for them projects there, for just further explain within the project coordinator be they say, we get a whole lot of processes who they go through, but contract wise we get for do it the structures themselves with the contractors then the bill. The contract we then get for sign will be a 6-month contract. From experience, some councils then we don't get projects there in round 1 where they able to deliver inside 4 months. So for law we day at 6 months, now more conservative figure. We hope that before that time, then we don't complete them projects there. But that no means say pass them project they are done before ever we start another round. We get a benchmark. We want by the indicator on that. The money we don't transfer to you if you don't demonstrate say you don't utilize 50% of it. So once you don't meet that indicator, and we also do assessment, we mean say you don't also qualify for another round, then we can start the new round. So based on we roadmap, plus or minus, we expect say inside January we will start another round. We're at the round 3. That is to say, from September, October, we expect contract them for be signed, okay, And within that 2 to 3 month period, council then for don't utilize up to 50% of what in them transfer to them. So that will give you the platform for us start another round.
All right. So in round one, waiting at the success.
So in round one, the success, they are tangibles, I can say. Now we get plenty tangibles. One, the grant system, it come up with things them way for some new things them to council, especially things that we get for do their environmental and social safeguards. So we do a whole lot of capacity building. We plenty councils them, the technical staff them, benefit from their capacity building then they. And also we also provide capacity support in terms of logistics wise. We provide logistics for them in form of motorbikes for ensure say they're able to do their work, fine one, computers and other equipment. And in terms of the community them, for round one, like Ward C, then get a multi-purpose community or conference hall where they get for Ward C. And for Bo, we get they don't get a health facility na Duvibu, and for Moyamba they get a health facility na Jagba, and also we rehabilitate the health facility and we build for them a new staff quarter. Then for the same Moyamba na Seneon Yoko, we build for them an additional block and rehabilitate the existing one. Then when you go to Bond, we do one structure na Matujong and another one na Mokaba, when all two na schools. When you go to Karine, we do one structure for Karine at Makulong, and we also do I think a 6 classroom, standard classroom with tile na another part of Karine when I think the name I missed, I forget the name small. So for Putloko, we also do 2 projects. We one na for rehabilitate the health facility na Kawenga, and we also do a staff quarter na Kawenga Day. Then we also do a school for them na Makonte, and for Cambia we do a standard school for them who rehabilitate na Cambia, and we also do a staff quarter. And na Madina Tonko, we also do the market when a standard structure and do quite a number of rehabilitation for them. So the tangibles are many. All the districts there are they talk about, either we do a health facility and or school, or we do other intervention. So the good news I want to share with listeners then are that the project coordinator church on that part that we delay small in round 2 because we want to do more for people then. You know, service, you don't build the school, but if the enablers they're not today, learning will go, but like, will go better, where the picking they all go happy. The same thing for the health. So we come together, the project, the ministry, the bank, we all come together and say, Lord, we agree on minimum standards. So we do several consultations. We engage the various stakeholders there, including the Ministry of Education, and we agree on standards. So that means to say, for like round 1 or 2 do not Duvubu, we will be just build the health facility. Unfortunately, at that time, they not be able to get staff quarter. Now, moving forward, any Sausa we do a health facility, we also will provide staff quarter for them. So that's one good news. And additionally, for all the facilities there, we also they provide water, and we they also provide storage system for the water. Let you know just they na the hole. And additionally, also we they make provision for solar, wherein each of them facility there we they provide solar energy between 1.5 to 2 kV based on the needs of the facility. So now that's now the plan. And generally for round 2, we dey expect for see all the 15 councils them implement 2 projects them where the scope go don increase past how it be there in round 1. Right. And for few councils when Kailau and Putloko and Tonkolili then get for implement 3 sub-projects there.
Alright, continue for the with me inside the program. Saliu to a grant manager. The cover now to you, Saliu Kamara. We na the director, assistant director FDD. All them projects are we World Bank the support for do now for less citizens them get basic thing them in terms of service delivery. What do you expect from community people after this project?
Well, the community, if you look at the range of the project, you get projects in health, you get education, most na day and day, right? So first, what you expect from the people in the process, they're going to be good monitors, right? As the PC don't tell you, we get a lot of committees them. We within the community for make sure see the project then firstly then complete them successfully, and also for utilize them. Right, so you get to make sure see when they rehabilitate a school or add more classroom, you get responsibility now for sending picking go there. Same for the health centers there, the health facilities there, where they rehabilitate and give and upgrade, get all of this upgrade now for use them, because the structures are not just there for the structures, then they for deliver service. So the people then for access the services, so that then go get the benefit of the structure. So that are the key thing we expect. And also some of the schools them, you find out see then go they few kilometers from the main village. And as the grant manager had already explained to you, in round 2 we don't get a minimum standard. We mean we get more components now within a project. You get wash facility, and you get for get solar facility. We get for be watchman then to their facility then they, right? Because we can see say the solar light then even inside free toilets, most of the communities then quick then they get missing. So the community gets a responsibility for make sure say then protect their facility and guide their facility, because then put solar na school, you picking will get opportunity for go sit down there and study, right? But if you sit down post in taker, then he lost the facility. So we also get responsibility there as community for make sure say we protect the community, the facility there.
All right, as you are the person where they represent government into this project, are satisfied with the implementation of round 1?
Well, we are part of now government implement the project. Definitely we are satisfied with the implementation. Now government they implement anyway.
All right. Now, sustainability. Now, another thing we very good for projects like this. But from government parts, we don't talk about the role of community people. How after this project, una get for the make sure say una continuously they look at their facility there so that community people and from government institution where they talk about the 15 local council them able for monitoring so that it will last for long term.
We they look at a broad number of projects then. This is not just a small number, right? We get a lot of projects then we local councils then they implement. Even on the part of government, we also they give grant to local councils for undertake development project simultaneously as this project they go. So government they look at the bigger picture. Now would they use within this project is not only providing seed money to councils, but also for support systems the way they able make councils they able finance development projects and also sustain them, right? So this project they support revenue mobilization, right? So we at FDD, what we don't do under this same project, we don't get support for try for enhance the revenue mobilization at council, because sustainability depends on revenue, right? This we are until there, right? For the next 2 years, money go there for maintain them, but beyond that, the council need for that fiscal space. We go able make then get new structures and also maintain the existing structures, right? So in terms of this project, we don't do first I tell you say one of the challenge we get with council now for raise revenue, right? And we don't look into the issues. Waiting are some of the challenges then. We find out say some of the challenges then, and then they work well with the chiefdom. We also get a chiefdom council below the local councils, right? The chiefdoms then they everywhere. We got about 190 chiefdoms. We get only about 22 local councils, right? So the chiefdoms then get the foot soldiers then for help for raise revenue. We don't do MOUs them between the chiefdoms and the local councils then, so that they go able to generate revenue and share.
That for look at messages, and this one say, good morning, Radio Democracy. Please ask Mr. Kamara. I may want to know what the difference between the fiscal decentralization of the Ministry of Finance and the decentralization secretariat of the Ministry of Local Government and Community Affairs, because all what is happening is the benefit of Sierra Leonean.
This one they say, please presenters ask the grant managers if giving local district council grant after they have not completed project is the right option.
This other one say, good morning, Radio Democracy. This question is for the grant manager, Mr. Saliu. Sir, all these activities you are engaging with local council and MDs, is the budget bureau aware of it? Secondly, sir, is all these activity you are stating is within the National Development Plan of Sierra Leone come out from Aruna and Wellington?
And this one they come out from George. They ask say FDD una give a criteria to local council that also una go monitor them.
This one say, Mr. Tommy, how much MDs this project will support?
And this other one they come out from Saliu. They ask say it's a basic delivery project. Me, I want to know how the transparency and accountability can inside.
And this one say, Mr. Tommy, please highlight the different components under this project and what the total amount.
This other one they say, good morning, Radio Democracy. Please ask the project coordinator after this project, what next?
And this other one from Roland Beresford, they say you mean $3 million shared among the various local council. Is it not small amount? What would they? Okay.
I think me we can come to the guest announcement.
The last one I go take is say, which areas of climate change action will the council focus on to drive the most significant impact? And this other one say, okay, keep it up, Mr. Adams Tommy, for your good work. And this other one say, what's your expectation at the end of this project? We'll start off with you, Mr. Kamara.
All right. Somebody asked the difference between the decentralization secretariat and the fiscal decentralization division and Ministry of Finance. Firstly, the two divisions then belong to two different ministries, right? The decentralization secretariat under the Ministry of Local Government and Community Affairs, right? So I believe they broadly look at the entire decentralization process, focusing more on the administration, right? Because you get different type of decentralization, right? The one we focus on the administration part of the decentralization. Now the decentralization secretariat focus for we in our Ministry of Finance is fiscal, a money issue, right? So even though they all get decentralization, but for fiscal, about how you assign responsibility and send money to lower level of governance, we go be in a very efficient and effective way, right? So we look at a smaller area of the decentralization, while the secretariat they look at the bigger picture of decentralization, right? So that's not the key difference we are going able to tell the listener. Then somebody asks how the accountability come inside the project, right? So the PC starts with the objective of the project, right? The project objective now for make sure say they improve on resource management, they improve on transparency and accountability of in government systems, so that it will enable for deliver on development project and basic services. That are the key objective of this particular project, right? So how the transparency come inside? You not just the deliver, you get for make sure say you are transparent, people know. So how within the project to make sure say people know, right? For make sure say within the project, as they go into the budget process now they start the budget process, right? You give the opportunity for people for listen, for get a say in the budget. It's not only the council, so even within this project, like what they get for doing round 3, as much as they don't go all of this, they also will get for use that platform, they also get for tell people what they want to, and people and they make them comment, right? So now the transparency aspect of the thing, and as you implement on a quarterly basis, you get for report. When you report, you know they only send an Minister of Finance. You get responsibility for make sure say you report then a notice board then a conspicuous area within your locality.
Right.
So all that in a part of the transparency. So as much as you deliver, you also get for be accountable. Now under this project, we also don't train people them. We don't train women there, right? We get a woman bias, the gender issues, for make sure say we also train them for participating in the budget process.
Okay.
Right. And this project, the budget discussions, the open budget discussion where they carry on. This project, they make sure say they support the participation of 40 women there. Now every district.
Okay.
Aside what the government they do. Right? So that they also be part of them. Go listen to what they report. They also come up with their own issues. So this now all the transparency issues them with the inside the project.
All right.
I think some other person asked about whether budget bureau are aware about.
Yes, quick one because we're not get better time.
Yes, what did they happen? Whether this thing they part of the national development plan. You know, councils are not the work in silo. Councils, every council gets a development plan, but that development plan they born from the main national development plan. So wherever you see in the council development plan, it gets a bearing to the national development plan. So I want to tell the listeners, say yes, wherever we do, because these are schools,
right,
they are rehabilitating, they are hospitals, they are rehabilitating. Yes, they are all day within the plan of the country.
Plenty. Thank you. I'll come over now to you, Sally, to win the grant manager. Quickly.
So maybe I think the second set of question, my brother just don't respond to them. The one we get for the budget bureau and how them project they are then linked to the national development plan. So maybe I will respond to the question we ask, say if whether for let we transfer, we start a new round when the first round not entirely completed, if not the right thing. Yes, I will confirm that, saying not the right thing. As we start the conversation, this grant system, it gets something with the guide them. When the grant implementation manual, when the government of Sierra Leone put them together and we send them to the bank, and we all agree that as a country that this the guide the grant system, and inside that manual we get then criteria them we cancel them for meet. Okay. As I be start a round 1, then get then set of criteria there. Then when you go to round 2, additional criteria then come in. And one part the additional criteria we come in for round 2 now that if you don't utilize 50% of what in the give in round 1.
Right.
So once you meet that, then you qualify and we can take and say you don't meet some of the conditions then for round 2. Right. So we can start round 2.
Project coordinator. You get some.
Thank you. A few questions. But I've been there explaining the components of the project and component 1 are systems and skills development. But I see like the project, the benefits, 9 MDs and the benefit from the project. I've been don't list them. Fiscal decentralization division, NPP, audit service, Leone internal audits, local government service commission, PAC, public accounts committee, about 9 and the 22 local councils. So the component and assistance and skills development, local 9 are component 1, local development financing, when I dominate the discussions, component 2. Component 3 are integrated data management platform, with an NAMED, National Monitoring and Evaluation Departments 9 and Cordon component for na project management unit. That are the components of the project, and somebody may say after this project, what next? I want to deal with what now, you know, until till July 2027. After that, I'll determine what next, because even now I don't want to go into that.
Right.
So let the focus be how do we ensure we deliver on this project, so that at the end of the project we achieve the project development objective, and the government satisfy the activities that are being implemented, and beneficiaries, citizens appreciate the services that have been provided by government. So I think that's my own submission.
All right, plenty thank you. Fambu, in name na Adam Tommy, in a project coordinator for the Accountable Governance Project, and if we don't talk about the basic service delivery project we implement about 15 local district council. We've been seeing to get Saliu Turewen, a grant manager, and Saliu Kamara, assistant director for the Fiscal Decentralization Division at the Ministry of Finance. They'll all be there for talk on this issue, and plenty thank you to Una for be part of this edition of the program.
Thank you very much.